YouTube, all my wonderful people out there, how's it going? It's your man Takame Love Anime back with another video. And for today, we're going to be talking about episode 4 of Bleach. And I want to say one thing before we go ahead and start. I really appreciate all the support on this series involving the 1,000 Year Blood War for Bleach. It really is so impressive and so amazing to see that there's actually other people that like to watch this content as well as likes the same thing that I like, especially it being Bleach being my favorite series. And I'm working at upping the quality for videos and not just having stock images, but also having clips in the back of actually movement, maybe from the series, if I can find those, or just in general something related to the topic that I'm speaking on. So if you know any ways of how to do that, or any videos, YouTubers, drop them down below and I would definitely take a look at that, because better quality and better content means more people will watch, and I really appreciate all that. But let's go ahead and get into episode 4. So for episode 4, I want to start off by saying, like I do this every episode, that the animation is always amazing aspect. I really don't think that I will ever get to a point to where I don't appreciate the animation for what it is, especially coming a long way as being a Bleach fan. The animation now is something that, oh my god, I can't wait to go back and watch later on through and through all the way in one sit down, with just having it on Blu-ray or whatever I have it on, and just getting that feeling that I once had when I first watched it this first go around. But we got to see everybody like we got to before that invaded the Soul Society, especially Haswalch, man, just giving his speech and then just going in and just completely cutting him down into two pieces that to start the episode, and seeing the battles be displayed and each captain and each Stern Ritter be portrayed in a way. And I guess I forgot that I did not think that Nana was the first person that we were going to see throughout this episode. But it was a good touch to see him, because I felt like he wasn't really seen very much in the manga, compared to maybe he'll have a little bit more screen time. I don't know, but it was just good to see all the Stern Ritters and the Quincy's in this setting set. And I said this before with Byakuya and Asnod. I was like, this fight is going to be an amazing fight. And I go back to say exactly what I meant before with Asnod and Byakuya. This fight is about to be incredible, because the fact of how Asnod is portrayed, I knew reading it, he was an amazing character, in such an intense, a character that we have not seen in Bleach before. And now seeing him animated and seeing the fear aspect already instilled into everybody in the Soul Society is a crazy imaginable thing that you can't even like process. At the moment I was like, yo, this is crazy. The menacing walk that he's walking, him fighting Byakuya, both going back and forth, deflecting things, him being able to put the reishi into certain body parts so it can't even hurt him. And I'm just like, this is just a work of art in time to come. And once their fight starts, oh my god, the aspect of Asnod is about to be incredible. I'm about to be so freaked out like how I was in the manga. I cannot wait for that. So we saw Bambietta, of course, fighting BG9, of course. Everybody just really going through their fights and just displaying a little bit. And this is the fact that I didn't really think that would be such a major factor, like Robert Akatron. I can't forget about my boy Robert. That man landed hit on Sunshui. Okay, Robert, I see you out here with the guns, man. A little reminiscent of Coyote Stark, rest in peace, but a little reminiscent of him. But literally insane, the aspect in the horizon that they're going to touch on, and the fact of the Bankais and them figuring it out in the manga. It was a very shocking factor. But now, even watching it again, I felt the emotion in it. And to see Byakuya shook just tells you that this is going to take a crazy turn. That no, they don't get sealed, they get stolen. And the fact of, which wasn't smart, they probably should have just used them one at a time to see, but all the captains used them in with the lieutenant. I mean, of course, Masamoto Rangiku, oh Lord Jesus, oh Lord. But it was nice to see the aspect of their Bangai getting stolen, and actually seeing how things would play out. Because to me, And the manga, like I said, and I refer to the manga a lot because the manga was something that everybody that read the Thousand Year Blood War was anticipating up to this point, and that's the reference that is easiest to go off of because the events that happen in Thousand Year Blood War manga are happening in the anime, but just now in a different light with better animation. And it's something that just makes it easier, and it just gives you the representation of like, hey, like I read this and this is how the pacing went, and things weren't as the same as things are going to be in the anime. So that's why I refer to that a lot, because I'm trying to backtrack and remember the things that are happening, which is an enjoyment when I make these videos, because for you and me, it's something new. But back to what I was saying, got a little bit off sidetrack. Them just doing what they were doing in Mayuri, trying to figure out his analysis and what's going on, and they of course didn't give him time to figure it out, but just in time, like when they got it stolen, he figured it out, and they should have just waited because he was almost to the conclusion of that. But I feel like with the invasion, you don't have any time to wait, because out of the stuff that was going on and so many people dying within 7 minutes, Lieutenant Kira literally like getting killed and just like being laid out there, and so many bodies being like, you're fighting for your brethren in the Soul Society to protect the Serite, so you have to take action right away, which was the right thing to do. But of course I knew at the moment Renji came in, I was like, oh Lord, Renji. look at Renji coming here, like what my boy Renji gonna do? But it was good to see Renji as well. I'm glad that other people are getting screen time like everything. We also go back to Upi and Ichigo and everything, and them fighting, and Icon, which I really respect, dope character. Like, I'll take the consequences of what comes with it, but I need to reach out to Ichigo. So he goes ahead and he tries to reach out to Ichigo, which calls Urahara, of course, because that's probably the easiest way to get in contact with him. And Urahara's trying to check in and see what's going on over there, and Icon just wants him to bypass the phone to Ichigo, but Ichigo can't do that at that very moment because Ichigo's fighting Upi still. So as they're fighting, Upi is getting very frustrated and upset because literally he can't absorb this man's Bankai, and he can't get it, and it's frustrating because he's to do what Urban and everybody else was to do up to that point, and that's just to stall Ichigo, so Ichigo doesn't get to the Soul Society, so they can claim and complete the evasion as much as possible, because he's the one that, which was a special, quote unquote, special top secret type that can't really get his Bankai absorbed. So he is trying to keep him at bay and everything like that. He just handed it to Ubi. He's still trying to figure out and piece together why they can absorb his. And he's like, are y'all scared of Bankais? He's like, no, of course, with the Quincy Price, no, we're not scared of Bankais. Why you say some foolish like this, that, yada, yada, yada. As he's doing that, he has his guard down, and literally, Urahara goes and shoots a deadly shot through his chest to knock him down and get him out of there. So, at that point, he opens up a portal, which uses to have the cleaner into Sosuke eyes and obliterate the cleaner. But he's on his way to make his way to there. As he sees an arrow get shot, closes up it. And of course, I'm thinking to myself, literally, like, when Urahara was telling this to Chad and Orihime, I'm like, y'all know he's not dead, right? With all that power up and everything, one little hole in his chest would probably be fatal, yeah? But I'm like, this man literally is like hand-picked by you watch. Like, a hole in his chest is not gonna take him down. I was like, I don't know what y'all are thinking, but I was like, oh, okay, we'll go ahead and see how this plays out, type thing. So goes ahead and happens. He shoots to block the hole to where Ichigo can't go through. They show a shot of Urahara with the arrow through his shoulder, Chad with the hole in his side, or Orihime looked like she was hit as well with nail. And Upi's just up, just like, I'm not gonna let, this is what Lord Yuash told me, I'm not gonna let you take Ichigo and let him get away. So then he traps Ichigo in some type of ball, closes that, and then I'm like, Urahara, you should have known. If you or anybody should have known that Upi was not gonna go down that easy. Like, you should have known this. And he was going to tell him, like, he broke down the abilities. Basically, like, the Volder Dahlstar Knight, like, that was the power-up, as well as the ability of the ratio of being able to go on the offensive and as well as going on the defensive. You can't do both at the same time, but it's still an amazing trait, which you saw portrayed by Asnod, being able to transfer all his ratio to defense to block, protect his body, and then putting it all on the offense, where like he had the people in the air and he was still tormenting him with his letter, like he's Sternritter F for the fear. That's probably one of the easiest ones to remember. So make sure you remember that, because his fight is coming up. It's going to be a pretty big one. So that was portrayed. And then just the quote unquote, just the basic power up. So just with all the abilities portrayed, and he was going to tell him it doesn't look like they can take yours because clicks turns off, which is going to be portrayed later on in the story. So I'm not going to spoil that for anybody, but it's a major factor with the ability of Ichigo and just being different from everybody else's. But Ichigo being trapped in, he's not going to be trapped in that very, very long, because it just, there's no way. With time moving so slow in there, if anything, he's just going to get stronger. It's the same thing, no different than when Ichigo fought Aizen, and he took that time and he got stronger, and he just completely just got stronger. He got taller, everything, just the Mugetsu, like, it's not going to change anything, but it is going to stall him for a little bit. So we're going to see the fights break down, and how are the captains going to hold off, especially with captains from 2, 6, 7, and 10 literally having their Bankai stolen. Not sealed, but stolen. And now Renji, Rangiku, Tetsuzaimon, just in that order. Mauricio, just like, can they hold up and help their captains and find a workaround to this? And honestly, this is making me very happy, because I'm kind of like not refreshed upon this, and I'm not going to continue to refresh myself upon it. So I'm just going to just get the joy and the aspect out of it with you guys, because you're watching the video, so you enjoy them. So I'm just going to keep trying to make them as entertaining as possible for y'all, to be honest. So we just saw some amazing things in here. We got to see head captain Yamamoto again, kind of with the grief and just trying to overshadowed and everything. But the aspect of just everything that was going on in here, you could tell that now, like, it was very serious before, but now it is very, very, very serious. And that is something that, like, I don't feel was portrayed very much in the manga. You could tell as a reader that it was serious, but through the tone now set with the animation, you could tell that this is a very serious matter. And that even somebody with always has calm, and he never really shows it with Byakuya, you now see it on his face, that this is no laughing matter. Especially with Robert Akatron, not saying because Robert Akatron, not saying he's a bad character or anything, but seeing him land a hit on Shunsui, with Shunsui very being much like being a playful guy and not taking things serious, but still, it took even Coyote Stark a little while to even land a hit on him, a very serious hit, let alone his eye. So this is going to tell you a lot. So the matches are set up very well balanced, and it's going to be very interesting and a very good aspect to see how everything works itself out. And this was a very great episode animation wise and everything. I love the colors. I cannot get over that enough. Let me know what you thought down below of this episode. What was your favorite person that you've seen in this episode, captain wise, as well as Sternritter? Are you really buying into the aspect of that they're painting with the animation and everything? This very suits the series very much with the color scheme and the theme behind everything. Let me know if that is something that you're really satisfied with. And with the next coming episode, in the next few, what is one fight that you're very interested in? For me, like I said, it's got to be the Byakuya and Asnod fight, because Asnod is a very interesting character with his backstory and just the way he looks and everything he portrays. I'm very much excited to see that, as well as I'm excited to see Bambietta, because I love Bambietta and the whole little crew. But it's been your boy Takame Love Anime, and I appreciate everybody supporting this channel. If you got to the end of this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps push this channel and lets me get to everybody else out. And like I said, if you know anybody or you know any way how to get away from the stock images and get live clips or just any movement in the background of animation wise related to Bleach or just anything like that, let me know down below, and I will really upgrade these videos and get better with that. But see y'all later. Peace.